is by Devil's Master. It is a Moonsugar Meadow. Another 700 slot plot, everybody. And the title reads Mette, the Outsider. And we do have a little description. I shall read it to you. Cozy and warm cottage for the main character. That is me. Aha. Cottage. I have seen a cottage there before, a few cottages actually. It's a wonderful idea. It's such a blank canvas, Moonsugar Meadow can be at least. I think, of course, used to be also used as a guild hall because of the 700 slot limit. And I shall take us there. Hello there, Lemonleaf. So good to have you. So good to see you here. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. And I hope you're also going to have, or have you had already, your wonderful evening with Bella's Sky Shards hunt. Oh, look, everybody. Aha, I already see a lot of foliage added here, a lot of trees. So the bridge is very much there. It's a huge plot, everybody. Oh, I see. Well, of course. I mean, you don't always have to feel obligated to join Lemon Leaf. Yeah, it is very nice, is it not? Okay, so this is where you enter, and you are greeted with a large canopy of wonderful trees added into this plot. And then you see glorious lighting there, maybe leading us somewhere. Hello there, also welcome to the stream, John. I am currently streaming PCEU, but I do PCNA as well. I do not discriminate either server. Ola, welcome. So I did ask a bunch of people on the house folio to if they want to have me slow walk through one of their builds or more of their builds to add them into a wonderful nifty little list on the house folio. I shall give you the information real quick. If you're wondering, you have not been there before, maybe it is a welcoming community for you too if you're interested in housing and want to get some inspiration or see what we all do there. There's a lot more streamers now. We even got one new addition, I should tell you all. Ta has, wait a minute. We have a few new streamers. So Jim the Bard and Ta have entered our team. We have a bunch of streamers on this community, on this wonderful community only dedicated to housing and everything. And Ta also streams console. So if you are a console player or you only do console and your house never gets featured, Ta will have your back and will take care of those, which is really wonderful to have. The community is growing, and also the designer or creator community is growing in this regard. So do feel free to join us if you're not there yet. You shall be welcomed. Right, and Devil's Master has oh, wonderful. Welcome, welcome then. is a really nice community. I think perfect for everything housing. And so this is there's not like a whole very drastic change just yet. There's a lot of foliage added. I've seen something similar. I did a designer spotlight with Cathonia, who is of course a rose. Um, and I think she was the first rose ever to be on my chopping block in a spotlight. I was very gentle, by the way. I'm never asking too piercing questions. And here, Cathonia also added a lot of trees in her Moonsugar meadow, and apparently, Devil's Master has done the same thing. I really appreciate that. Wonderful idea. Also, glorious lighting here. Very nice idea. Of course, if you are a part, I'm always happy to be given scripts or invitations to homes. I'm very delighted always, and quite frankly, also very humbled because it's very wonderful that I'm allowed to see all your wonderful builds and your glorious homes. Oh, interesting. By accident, Pepsi. You know, those are the best accidents sometimes. I personally really like when you do something and it works out great. But I will say that you can, of course, decide to change the entree a little bit and create your own path. Maybe I've seen, for instance, Yumiji has done a marvelous build here. It's called Holy Snail, and they are basically doing away with, or well, have done away with the entree so much so that it is disappeared. And you meander about through mm, debris and you're following along here in the path and then along the water, and you come around the corner there to the right, and then you see the Holy Snail, which is a huge, huge sculpture. If you've not seen it, um, I have a clip of that particular one somewhere on my Twitch. You shall be able to find it, I hope. I think it was for that magical feeling as well, where I've been able to show it. Beautiful build. And the snail was made of shrooms. And it was, I think it was Toad that suggested it was like sprung forth from Studio Gibril. Um, mm, well, design board maybe? Yeah, that one. It was you. C'est vrai, Toad? Alors? Yeah, it was wonderful and it was really, really huge. So yeah, you can I do love the Moonsugar Meadow for that particular reason because it is such a canvas that it gives you so much room as a designer to know what to do with it. It was really amazing indeed. So all of you who've not seen that, you should really look it up. Yumiji did a marvelous and stunning job. I actually jumped off at some point from that enormous snail. Un peu. Je parle un peu français. Yes. So, but the majority of the stream, I will talk in English. Sometimes the French slips out. I'm very sorry if it happens. Um, so yeah, I really appreciate this plot for that because it's a blank canvas. You can take everything that the plot comes with out and then use it as just something you want to do with it. It just has so much room for you to play around, so much um, space and so much possibilities for you to do whatever you want in it. And I think that is marvelous that such plots exist. Similar to Cold Harbor Surreal Estate, except that Cold Harbor Surreal Estate, of course, has a different environment. And some designers like to go with a specific house because of the environment that it has and not because of something else that the house has. So I do appreciate that when designers make a choice like that. And I really like this here because these wonderful ginkgos, giant trees, by the way. Oh, I gathered that you are. The FR at the end of your name was suggesting such. In some cases when I'm really I think a few of you have noticed when something is really glorious, then I will say oh c'est magnifique or something like that, and I'm very sorry when it slips out. It just I can't help it. Um Really, I can't believe that. um it's I think it's quite on the nose, but there are also I think that little emoji at the end will kind of show it's in jest. Yeah, it's I really love this plot so much. I really like what they've done here. Also, these trees, these giant trees are so glorious. What? Yeah, I love the ginkgo trees too, lemon leaf. You know, just because of the behavior. So just sometimes because of the behavior, I really love that. The little animation is so elegant, so subtle, right? It's not absolutely in your face. Mm. Yeah, there are a few. I think there are a few more that do have wonderful animation. Also, some of them sway. Again, I will remind you of that wonderful ESO fashion website. Is don't just use it for fashion, the obvious, very on the nose for that it is made for. And don't just look up style and what you can use to add some flavor to your wonderful tunes in ESO, but also look at the wonderful collection of all the different kinds of furnishings. They are all very neatly sorted in each category, and you will find them sorted as you would in um, the designer. If you're in a home and then you're opening the menu to start designing, it's exactly in that same order. And some of the trees, lemon leaf, they sway very gently and softly. And then you do have, of course, the ones that have such a wonderful, gentle petal fall. cascading down, adding a little bit of extra flair here. Do appreciate that. I think also Dunny had a wonderful. Oh no, that was the Cold Harbor Real Estate. But that build was also very sweet. A castle built in the Cold Harbor Real Estate. That was a little bit of an homage to Alice in Wonderland. You could actually follow a little rabbit, which was really sweet. The white rabbit led you along. Yes, you do need to look at it. I know that. So I've talked with Lil a few times, also when we were streaming together during our commemoration celebration of Iras and all that Iras has done with Rishi. Um, I think in the second um, part of that, Lil told me that she spent hours and hours and hours looking at ESO fashion and all the different shrubberies and trees and what theme will go well together. And because she was suspecting that Iras was doing the same thing or had done the same thing um, to stay within a palette, if that makes sense. And it is something that is very pleasing to the eye if you can stay within a specific color palette and have that color palette reprise in your build. It makes it very homogeneous. And if you're then capable of making it stand out just slightly, or you're adding something very modern, because Iras built a lot of modern homes, because she, of course, was an architect in real life, and architects in real life like to play around with these things. And it was all of her builds were very beautiful and they stood out. And there were a few pieces in that Rishi told us that were definitely her hand. So a little signature there. And I think all of you can think about that maybe as well. What would be your signature? Do you think you already have one, or is your signature still awaiting there for you somewhere? Are you placing a specific little figurine everywhere in all of your builds? Or maybe are you adding a specific light source everywhere in your builds? Is there something that makes your builds instantaneously recognizable? Oh, look at that! You do! Oh, I love guars. You know why? Because they jump so sweet. They have such a sweet jump animation. It's the cutest thing. Haha. Lots of moss. I love lemon. I love that lemon leaf. I love it. All of it. You know, a little note to you, because Sorries of Tamriel Holmes has in one of her beautiful builds, I was so blessed to see. And she was also live on stream with us. Well, live on stream in the chat. And so I could ask her all kinds of questions, which was, I really love when I can do that. I love when I can ask you guys questions. But I, of course, know for some of you, like a live conversation with me where everybody can hear you talk with me might be a bit too scary. But Sorry's did answer all kinds of questions in chat, and it was really, really sweet. She did a build in an erstwhile sanctuary. The roses among you know the erstwhile sanctuary as the Winter Rose Guildhall. And no, it's a little bit darker, wonderfully lit. And I really love that Guildhall. It's beautifully made. And Sorry's has made it in an homage to all the little critters that we all know. And she has designed utilizing ordinary furnishing pieces, enlarged versions, not all enlarged, but large versions of all the little critters. So there were snails, and there was a moth too, very large, beautifully illuminated lemon leaf. I think it's still there. I think you can still visit. I'm not sure if I still have the script. It's really, really beautiful. At some point, I will show you. I have it clipped in on my Twitch, of course. You can find it. I think it is under the magical feeling. That was a competition, of course, that I did with Lil and the Real Endgame Housing Community. And let me see if that was. It was not small, it was a large house. This, by the way, also encompassed both PCEU and PCNA. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, sorry. It's the Earthspire Sanctuary, and I can read to you what she's noted here. A magical realm filled with magical creatures. It is a house inspired by the Droomvlucht, dream flight. From the park, the Efteling, which is a fantasy-themed ride where one soars through magical places. That was so, so beautiful. Shimina. Also, Amina, I know color addicts. I understand that very much. I've spoken with Mashia, for instance, who is all about color, and oh goodness, if you've seen any one of her designs, their color really stands out. So I really love that all of you or some of you already have something that you can think of that you place in every single one of your homes. I love that. So yeah, Lemon Leaf, at some point I will take you to that erstwhile sanctuary, and you can see it. She's done a marvelous job there. It's beautiful. But if you want to see what she well chatted to me about while I was there in her build, it's on my Twitch in a clip. It was so wonderful. Also, a few people of Tamriel Homes, I think, tagged along. They came and looked around. It was very, very nice. I really loved that. Seeing people come visit while I'm there. This, of course, some people or some streamers find that odd. I don't find that odd. So come visit, um, follow along, or maybe explore yourself. Or if you don't want to be on stream, that's fine. You can also come here and visit with your friends. Always ask the designer first, of course. You know, some some of the furnishings you see, and it's love at first sight, right? You look at them and you go, oh, oh, I adore this. Or maybe it is a non-combat pet, or maybe a little mount that you have fallen in love with. Some of you know I do appreciate bears a lot. Doesn't mean that they appear in all my builds. I don't have a whole lot of them anyways. So yeah. Mm. Oh, pop culture. That's interesting. I really like that. You know, this reminds me of, I've spoken about this house before, but it was really Really amazing. Someone also in the One More Housing competition had a glorious build that was, um, well, an interpretation of the interior design of Russian apartments at the turn of this century, so the early 2000s. And you could see TVs. They built a TV set with antennas, and there was a shower as well, and a kitchen that looked very modern. And also the staircase leading up to that apartment, very much reminiscent of the style that they were going for. Pop culture, that's interesting. So, Mr. Warhol, Andy Warhol, comes to mind in this, but that's of course pop art. I'm not sure if that was what you were referring to. Ah, some people are sneaky. Some know in which guilds I am, and then they just travel to me. I mean, that works as well. Hmm. Um, and also the scripts, or well, mm, not exactly the scripts, but sometimes you see, particularly for some of the designers, they are open to visitors, and you should see this also in each of the showcases. So on the house folio, every single designer has their own showcase where you can add screenshots of the houses that you've created, where you can also add maybe works in progress, stuff like that. Also, you can add YouTube videos if you've made some yourself, or maybe you've made someone else has taken screenshots of your abode, and then of course you can post them there. And you can also note down whether your house is featureable on a stream like this one right now. Um, and of course, you can add whether your house is open. Also, you can add the scripts there so that we streamers can travel there easily, or someone from the community as well. Because we do have a few people who are not streamers but who love to visit homes as well, and take screenshots there. And also, don't be shy and ask in the community if you're maybe working on a project and you're stuck and you need a little bit of help. Maybe you want to learn a little bit about essential housing tools, which is a really powerful add-on, of course, and can be daunting to start with. So do feel free and ask all your questions there. And you shall also be able to find designers there and see whether you can visit or not. Oh, as in movies. Ah, I see. Ooh, 20 of your 20. Okay, this is amazing. That's a huge number. Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Wonderful. Well, you heard it now a couple of times. If you're comfortable with me showing off your houses uh, on live on stream in a slow walk, where I take my time and look at all the little details, and sometimes I get distracted and talk to you endlessly and hope to make you giggle, then do feel free and add a few to start with, or maybe one or two to start with, into my slow walks. Oh, you're comfortable with voice chat too. So I have two requests there. One request is for the slow walks um, that I'm doing right now, but I also do designer spotlights and designer specials. If you want to know how those work, my DMs are also open. You can DM me on Discord, or you can just add yourself to be the first in a long time. You're not the first ever, but the first in a long time. Hello there, Priscilla. So good to see you. And I'll be happy to find a date for you, John. Wonderful. So I do I do all the streams in English. As you can see from the information, makes, in my opinion, the most sense because everybody will be familiar and can understand. I had a few people on who are from France or Belgium and other places where French is, of course, more predominant. It is, and I think we need sometimes to find that bridge not just in language, but in what we do and how we interact with one another. And I think that is a perfect segue because I just got off the bridge there. I love it. And we are here beneath a beautiful canopy in Devil's Master's wonderful abode, beautifully illuminated. So yes, of course, feel free either to DM me or put yourself up. I've had, how many designers did I have on for the designer spotlight? I think altogether 10. I had a special. I did a special with Mashia, Lilana, and Hayden the Black Cat, which I was very thrilled to do. The ladies were so amazing, and they talked me through their glorious six of their glorious story builds, because they utilized housing in this way to tell stories, which was really amazing. And then I did have a lot of designers on. Wait a minute. So it is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 designers I had in total on a spotlight or a special. And it's all available also on Twitch. You can have a look around if you are curious how I do them and whether you like them. I'm always very gentle. I think the first one I ever did was with me doing all the talking because I think the person I was doing it with was a bit uncomfortable to be on voice with me. But thereafter, everybody was cool with talking with me. Hmm. Also, that is, of course, an invitation to all of you. If any one of you feels comfortable, wants to talk with me about their builds, I'm always happy to find a date to have a conversation and have a look around. So yeah, the ginkgo trees, very nice addition here. Oh, wait a minute. I did turn off the grass for the previous one, but I should probably turn it on here. Grass. There we go. Looks a little bit different now with the grass on, I think. And I really cannot emphasize enough how much the Moonsugar Meadow is a canvas for all of you to play around, to see what you can do here. I've seen all kinds of builds here. It doesn't have to be, like this serene path that we are meandering about and following along. In Devil's Master's wonderful abode. Oh, look! Looks like a pergola waiting for us. Oh, wow. This, John, um, this is wonderful, and I hope you are going to have the best time on your vacation. I will say this, there is a competition currently ongoing. Today is your deadline, everybody. Those of you who've not entered yet, but the real end game is hosting a glorious competition currently that is titled Gold Road's Vision or Gold Road Visions. And we are about to do the judgy business. I have been honored by Lil to be part of the judging team. So I will do a lot of streams showing off all the wonderful competitors in this beautiful competition. So today is your deadline, everybody. If you've not entered your house by now, go fill out the form and find all the information. I shall give it to you here as well. There you go. Oh, there are so many competitions, and I understand, totally get you. Sometimes you know, is all right not to compete and just to have a look at all the glorious uh, entries to those competitions. And yeah, this one in particular, I was really thrilled to see it. And it's, by the way, backed by Bethesda France. um, yeah, I'm really glad for to be part of this wonderful judging panel. There are a lot of glorious streamers and wonderful judges who are partaking in this, and it's just really an honor to be there, and just is really wonderful. I'm really happy to be there. I think is a number of judges. It's a large number of judges. A few names might be familiar to some of you. So there is Desastre, of course. There's Icy. There's J. Hart Ellis. Lil, of course, will judge. Maya the Barbarian from Ninja Pulse. Nefas has agreed to come and be judgy. Nova, of course, is there. Spentifical's there. Tatanko and Genova and Siran Takui. There are lots of a lot of wonderful judges. Some of them don't stream, some of them stream, and is just wonderful. And we also have Nordenheim who will just do streaming. Shimina, I understand. Yes, Nova is going to be there. Yeah, wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad that you know her. Also, again, there are a number of, I just mentioned Disaster is also there. So is a number of people who are going to be streaming, who are going to show off, and who will have to do a lot of judging. Yeah, if you've not entered and if you feel comfortable entering, or you don't have to, of course, it's not a must. Then of course come join us. And if you would just want to join us while we have to do the judgy business, I'll be very happy to have some company and talk to you about it. It's really wonderful, and that is the real end game housing community competition that is going to commence, and a serious art is also currently hosting a competition, a very large one as well, called the Enchanted Grove, and is I'm when you just look at the panel of judges is amazing. And that competition is backed by Bethesda UK. So lots of support there, and wonderful prizes await the happy winners, of course. And I think all of you who have entered already are winners already, because I think it takes courage to do this. You know, also, Shimina, I have said this. Why create more work for judges? You know, to me, this is not work, because it is something I get to see your beautiful homes. Is I can make happy noises about it and be thrilled and look at them and go, oh, look, isn't this wonderful? um, it's not really more work in that sense. Yes, and I understand also that's what Shimina also mentioned, inspiration and learning something. And I think a lot of people um, have had this similar experience when they see some of the competitors' entries. And I shall name only a few, Kids on Dark, for instance, or Futerko, usually bring very impressive builds. And those are just two names. I'm sure that there's more that come to mind or to your mind. And is really, I have also spoken about Yumiji before, and their builds are always so thoughtful, so beautiful, and so filled with very elegant and creative use of furnishings. And so I see that those can be or can serve as both inspiration or something to learn from. And I understand this for some a humbling experience as well. And I wouldn't say that anyone's build is not what judges are looking for or what will win. I would never approach a competition like that. Don't think to win, or you must build something so extravagant that it will, you know, mm, will stand out as much and then clench the victory. Um, I don't think that is what is supposed to do. I mean, some are definitely in that range. I will also say Ruben and DJ Friede both have extraordinary talent, and I think the talent and the ideas and the ways in which they have brought them to life, that deserves a prize. But partaking in the competition should be the goal. Insane. I love their builds. I love them all. They're so beautiful. But Shimina, to your point, I love all of your builds, and I really, to me, you don't have to flash me with a ton of Crown Store furnishings. Show me a build that tells me a story, for instance, or that is, you know, created around something. If that is a piece of furnishing, perfect. Or if it is one of your characters, even better. Or if it is a companion you decide to imprison with a bunch of cheese, you will have me giggle for sure. So I really, for me, it is always a joy and is always something wonderful. And I couldn't care less about, flashy things. They are glorious, and some of the designers are utilizing those flashy things in really wonderful ways, so that they create something inspiring. And Ruben is definitely one of those. Hmm. See, and Shimina, also a little note. Um, One more housing. Yeah, that is why I had Mashia, Lilana, and Hayden on a designer special and talked with them about the um, the storytelling in their builds, because all three of them had story builds in the One More Housing. And I think for Mashia in particular, it was um, the the build. First of all, the way in which she altered the boulder tree was amazing. And she also utilized a little bit of EHT to add story, right? So I get that for some judges, you have to understand it's 75 houses that you have to get through in a allotted time frame. You don't have endless, you know, the time limit is there. You do have to finish at some point. And so, yes, sometimes they do run through. I've never done that, not even in One More Housing when it was so many houses. Um, and I think, I'm not sure, was it, I'm not sure who it was, but someone appeared in one of my streams while I was doing the judgy business. And they were rushing through. This was so funny because I think they were also streaming. It was really funny. I giggled about that. Um, so yeah, I understand where they're coming from because sometimes you're pressed for time. Um, I will I will always take my time with builds, and even if it takes me ages to get through all of them, I don't care. Um, so long as someone stays with me and I've not talked all of you to sleep, I shall be happy. Oh, and hugging you back. You're very welcome, darling. Yeah, thousands. It is. It was a really. Mm, I think just the amount of entries. It was just so many. And I mean, of course, it was the largest housing competition across both servers, right? PCNA and PCEU, and it just it blew. I My mind was blown when I read the number 400, and then you still have to wheedle it down. You know, it's just enormous numbers. If you think that you have to get through 400 houses in an assorted time frame, even if you sort all of them into groups and then have utilize some form of spreadsheets or something to get to get through with all the streamers is just an enormous undertaking. Also, John, about Ruben's mind. I've said this a few times when I was visiting some of their abodes and their builds. I think that this is a beautiful mind of, um, you know, someone with such enormous creative energy to them. They have something they want to show us, and they turn housing furnishings over until the furnishing does what they want. A little bit similar to DJ Friede finding curves where there shouldn't be curves. So I think this is exactly what I meant. Some of the designers are so extraordinarily gifted and so extraordinarily creative that they absolutely deserve to be shown and also given prizes. Also, I do appreciate what Futako does in many of her builds. They're all beautiful. I think I geeked out about one in that magical feeling. Um, it was a Baba Yaga house. And I was happy and giggling so much because this is an old childhood memory of mine. The house is so funny. Um, and I really geeked out about it. It was so funny, and she did a very good job in that, creating it. Really, people pay for that to put people to sleep. I mean, I had no idea. I casually put people to sleep by just talking them to sleep. I do have two episodes of rereads currently on my YouTube. It's one is a little bit longer, one is a little bit shorter. It's poetry for now, but that may expand in the future. But it does take time to record. And I think I have read a few people to sleep a few times. If I'm glad if you like. Oh, you know, Toad's taking a long break. I've shown three of Toad's builds last week. Beautiful builds, all of them. Really, really wonderful. Panther Fang Chapel, for instance, an homage to the Orthodox beliefs and faiths. Uh, it was for so the House Folio has monthly showcases that are themed. And for April, we had places of worship. And so there were three builds by Toads in that. Really liked them. They were very nicely done and very sweet and beautiful and very the the way in which Toads merges and layers furnishings is something very wonderful. I've noted that all around, I think. You know, sometimes you have to take a break. And I've talked also with some designers about the whole taking a break fact, because sometimes you start a project, right? And you start building and you're feeling okay with it and it's going well. And then you hit a brick wall and the inspiration just has gone out the window and or maybe gone into hibernation, and then it's a good idea to also hibernate that project and just take a break and recharge and return to, you know, just recharge your batteries, if that makes sense. I think that's a good choice. Sometimes you have to do that. Also, that's very kind of you. Good thing there's no camera on me because else you'd see me blushing. Aw, you guys make me blush so much. I must hide somewhere now. This is very sweet and very kind of you. You're so gentle and so sweet, everybody. um, Also happily talk you guys to sleep if it relaxes you and if you're calmer. Maybe you had a very tiring week so far. We are in Wednesday, of course, and I understand maybe you are just, you know, thinking, okay, this week could end soon. Yes, Toad. Um, re-ASMR. I know. Um, and I understand when the Monday maybe has been a real difficult one, and maybe your Tuesday was too, and this Wednesday has shaped up to be tiring or something else, and maybe you had some stress at work or you were wrangling and uh, trying to herd kids. at the same time, or maybe there were issues with family members or anything, and if this stream can serve to calm you down a little bit, to help you relax and unwind, I'm very happy that it is helpful to you. I will always be happy about that. A year. Look at that. Uh-huh. In a day, that is really fast. Zoomies going on. Wow. You know, I actually am wearing the ring of zoomies, but I'm slow walking. I don't have the ring of zoomies on NA though, so you'll have to bear with me. There I'm a little bit slower than here. And here I am already rather slow. I love this little pergola here. It's a wonderful addition, little pop of color. And of course, we are still in Devil's Master's wonderful abode. I shall give you one more time a little reminder of what this is. Mette the Outsider. Cozy and warm cottage for the main character. That is me, Devil's Master. I love that. I love that, John. That is wonderful. You see the whole thing and then you go, ah, and you have it. Is That's wonderful. I really love that it's going well for you. You know, some take a little bit longer. Some designers take a few weeks or a month, and I know for a fact that, for instance, DJ Friede was working on their Hold of the Lunar Champion for quite a while, and it went through stages. And that's exactly what I was talking about when people hibernate builds, or it's a continuous work in progress. And I think that particular build was entered into the ESO meets Lovecraft competition. That one was really, really wonderful. Mm. Hello there. Good evening to you, Lil. Welcome, welcome. I'm in the second home tonight. Look at the time. I hope you also had fun looking at the wonderful showcase homes of places of worship. I know, I went so fast. I'm so proud of myself. Hmm. Such amazing homes, such wonderful abodes, and also some of the temples were really awe-inspiring. To me at least. Everybody, if you're not familiar, Lil is a fellow streamer and part of the Real Endgame community, leading there, by the way. And of course, part of the House Folio and many other places connected to housing in ESO. Everybody, it's uh, it's just wonderful to be able to see these wonderful abodes. This one is so nice. I really love that they added so much foliage here. All the ginkgo, all of the ginkgo. And this is such a huge, huge, huge plot. I've said this when we entered, and I keep meandering about it because it's really large. And adding so much foliage here, so many trees and giant trees at that. Um, I remember, I think, like when I talked with Cathonia about her Moonsugar Meadow, which is really fun. If you've not seen it, it is the second designer spotlight that I ever did. And she took me through this. This was so much fun to be in her home and see the Moonsugar Meadow and what she did there. And just leaving clues there and giving you ideas, and she just did a wonderful job. And I think I asked her how many trees she added. Look, everybody, what a wonderful abode there. beautifully lit. I do love these vines. Southern elsewhere, these wonderful vines are just glorious. I think more than 200 slots of Chthonia's Moonsugar Meadow were just trees. So you can see how fast something like this fills up. We are at 647 slots in this particular abode. Oh, I love this. Lighting is very nicely done. Great layering job here with all the vines. Also great color choices there. Devil's Master. Look at that, everybody. A little abode here. This is a wonderful music box, by the way. Oh, you do hear the wind chime. Serenity embraces us here softly. Devil's Master, are you an artist? A painter, maybe? I love this painting. This is so wonderful. And maybe a little bit reminiscent of what the Moonsugar Meadows is. It is a blank canvas and slowly a painting, slowly a piece appears, elegantly coming forth. Similar also to sculptures, you know, sometimes sculptors look at some kind of stone and then they tease out the most marvelous statues and figurines. And to me, this way of creating art is just something very special. Oh, just look. So I really love the detail here, adding a little bit of a drink there and color palette here and more ink, this time green, and this wonderful fan there. Sweet little details. Nice idea here to add the outfit station to serve maybe as more sources of paint and color. And of course, the two colors here that the largest pots, of course, are resembling here those colors on the painting. Very nice idea. Maybe that wasn't the idea that they were going with, but I do still like it. And the chimes that I talked about, we hear softly, gently, telling us the wind is playing a song along. It's a nice little window here. So nice layer wind structures. So of course, all you know, this is a custom build. A nice little abode that is built from scratch, utilizing certain pieces, of course. Elegant. Aha. I shall go inside, but I want to have a look around first, if you guys don't mind. I really like when designers add a little bit of amenities to a build. Very good eye. They do, in fact, mirror that. And Shamina, that's also, and Amina, that is also what I've talked about earlier. Sometimes a designer looks at a specific color palette and then stays within that color palette and lets that color palette reprise over and over and over again. I really appreciate that. It's so wonderful to see. Because it can be very subtle. It can be very subtle, and it still makes the build stand out and makes the build feel a little bit more homogeneous. And as I was just saying, I do like when you add amenities that we all have or we all know about or used to have in former times. I don't think today many people still utilize wood. Although, she says, I do know a few people who will chop wood and put on a wonderful fire to warm themselves on a windy, stormy night. Sometimes adding these little details is just wonderful. Adds life to the build. See? See? And a few people still do. If you still live in the countryside, if you still, maybe you're living in an older home, you know, when they're a bit older, I love it when houses do that. Then you sometimes, when the wind is very strong or it's a storm howling outside, you can hear the wind rushing slightly through the crevices of the house and makes wonderful noises. I really love that. And of course, in those houses, central heating might not be available. So what do you do for warmth? Because you kind of need warmth, right? So how do you come by that? And I think one of the best ways to do that is in wood. Of course, you can have a conversation then about the ecological factors, but still, sometimes that is the choice that you have to go with. Lil, I was saying is a little bit on the nose. The FR at the end of the name kind of gives it away, or gave it away for me. I really like this too. Also, nice clutter here. Great idea with the wonderful storage coffers, sorting them in this way. Nice lighting there. Wonderful idea. You couldn't be sure. See, I had a hunch, and then a bit of French slipped out, and there it was. It's always wonderful to meet people from all corners of the world and have wonderful conversations and be thrilled to know, oh, we do have a few things in common, not just being humans and being so enthralled with the wonders of housing. Look, they've taken so much time to add these wonderful apples here and the crates to the shelves. And it's a smart idea to use the storage coffers here to fill the shelves. Very nice idea. Ooh, also nice lighting here. Good idea with the broom. Elegant, soft lighting here. Oh, it can actually stand up again. Really appreciate that. It's very nice if you see something like this. I mean, this piece, of course, all of you know, you could find in the Altvelothi Harbor House, and adding it in here. Similarly, nice idea. It's, you know, sometimes you have to. It is maybe not the perfect choice to use wood, but it is you know, sometimes the only choice. Oh, look, everybody. Oh, look. Oh, I'm so curious about this look. Very nice vine work here. Great layering job. I will go inside soon, TM, she says, jumping around on the outside. Look. Nice little crafting stations here. Wonderful area. Nicely illuminated, by the way. Really elegant. Hmm. Passion, yes, I would agree with Lil. It's not just craft; it's the passion. The passion, and I can see, in many of the builds that I've seen, it's not is a love that exudes from them, a fascination with building, with designing, with creating something unique, and I think is definitely a unifying factor. Um, I would also say that it can seep into the other aspects of ESO. Doesn't have to. It's not a must, of course, but that is why, and I keep saying this and I keep reminding people of it, that the housing community is a warm and welcoming place for everyone from everywhere. With you share the same passion, you share the same love, you share the same ideas maybe, and you can learn and grow within, and it's a cosm that and a place mm, that just mm, allows us all to be together when we are very far from each other. I mean, we can't always meet at wonderful conventions or meets or taverns, of course. And for some, it's outright impossible to. But we can still meet, we can still see us here. It's a nice idea to add these here. These wonderful painted stones, of course, also elsewhere. Very fitting for the Moonsugar Meadow to add these in, a little nod to the story, to everything here in elsewhere. Really love this. The lighting here is so nicely done. Really appreciate that. Really, really well done. Oh, you know, see, I was talking with, was it Pet Garrett? That Lil, I think you were there too. We were talking about how sometimes we all visit our houses, bring our friends, of course, and we sit around maybe a dinner table or at a beach and just gaze out onto the ocean, find a little bit peace and tranquility at a faraway place that is a pixel. It's pixels, but it still means something. Jump on rocks, yes, like we just did. Hmm. Maybe on a few tables. No, I've never done that before. Yes, Toad. I like peas too, particularly in hummus. Hummus is so wonderful. Chickpeas. They just, oh. you know, um, Lil, encourage that. Jumping on tables and rocks, chaos is always good to a point. Learning boundaries. Yes, chickpeas, Toad. I was saying, maybe at some point in the not so distant future, I shall make some hummus. And maybe bake some bread. To go with it. Making myself hungry here. It's just also, Lil, I think that kids and chaos sometimes breeds creativity. Mustn't be curbed too much. Oh, look at that. Oh, they have added a little bit of comfort here too. For you. Hello, who are you? Can I boop your nose? Look at them. Oh, you're so tall. You wanted to try my gummy mushrooms? I can inform you that they were very good. Oh, oh yes, John, please. Sounds wonderful. Mm. Um, John, surprise, surprise. I tend to be very hungry by the end of every single stream I do and every single social event, activity, or trial I lead. I'm always hungry at the end. And Amina, they are. I think I described them to you the other time when we were talking about fermented mushrooms and how I had them have a little tete-a-tete with maple syrup. Um, the, they did taste a little bit of licorice. Um, and I will say that button mushrooms are perfect to start creating something sweet like that. So there is there's a sweet note to it, there's a salty note to it, and of course a little bit of the earthy hint of the mushroom that has been married to the smokiness of the maple, and it just turns the mushroom into something divine. I know. Amina, you can message me if we can in DMs. I can tell you how to do it. How to ferment mushrooms. um, it's not hard. It's very simple. Why is it simple? Because it's a process or something that our forebears, like 200 and 400 and even more years ago, used to conserve food. Fermentation and pickling things, that's something that you did when there was no refrigerator, because things would just go bad. So it's very old technique, something that many have rediscovered. Very great chefs have rediscovered it and utilize it a lot. I really love this, that they added such a cozy, comfortable stables for this wonderful elk. That is so sweet. Looks so comfortable, and they have water, I think, here, or at least something. And the laundry is out, waiting to be stored back into the wonderful little house at some point. Carried, and I really like that they added the basket here so that you can think of them getting the laundry, putting it in the basket, and then returning inside. Very nice. You can use any kind of syrup. It does not have to be maple syrup. You can also use honey. The also I used for another batch that I made. I used ginger syrup, which adds a little bit of a spicy note to it. Yeah, see, and for pasta, I use the fermentation juices that so when you ferment mushrooms, you will not only have mushrooms that have transformed into their next level, but you also have the juice that is produced during fermentation. And that juice I like to add to any kind of pasta sauce because you then absolutely don't need any more salt because it's lactofermentation, so you're using salt. And you have the earthiness of the mushrooms. It depends, of course, on what kind of mushroom you use. They have all different kinds of flavors, and thus the juice changes in taste. And you can also determine when you're done with the fermentation. You just have to taste. Um, and when you add that to your pasta sauce, and you may have maybe button mushrooms or oyster mushrooms or something else, um, maybe porcini, um, it just elevates that dish to it can be very humble pasta dish, right? Nothing super special, but if you add a little dash of that, just elevates the dish and it becomes something of a taste explosion. Mm. Yeah, I don't use cream at all. You don't need it because, I mean, you can, of course, use it. You don't need it for the sauces that I make because um, the starchiness from the pasta water, I like to use a little bit of that in the sauce, just emulsifies any kind of sauce enough, so I don't really need any kind of cream. But of course, cream is intense carrier of taste. Oh, and that is such a good cheese. Mm. um, no, it's fine. All distractions welcome. We're talking. This is what it's for. Having a good time. Ooh, look. Inside, of course. We'll go inside soon, but look. Oh, there's a bed inside. Look, everybody. It's cozy and comfortable. And it's very nicely lit too. This is very nice. Very good idea. Also nice cobble. Really appreciate it. And also look how wonderfully lit this is. Oh, another painted stone here again. Wonderful, nicely lit, and is from every angle. I feel like you could take a screenshot and use it either as a wallpaper or a screensaver. Um, yes, you start to wonder who lives there. So the ad name is Devil's Master. Emina, tell me, what do you think? You wonder who is living here. I wonder as well. I mean, I know because Devil's Master said this is the main character's home. So, the main character lives here in a beautifully designed abode. Oh, oh, it looks very. Oh, I see Kanathi in there. Reese looking through people's windows. Don't tell anyone. Look there, Kanathi. Oh, more paintings inside. Now I'm very curious as to. Ooh, I think these books have gone awry a little bit. Floaty books outside, everyone. Oh no, maybe they have scooched out from inside. Little accident happened here, Devil's Master. No, you don't think the devil lives here, right? Okay, okay. Hmm. But maybe, I mean, it says Devil's Master, so maybe it's the master of the devil? Or the master of plural, multitudes of devils? Oh, oh, right. They want independent books. All right, I understand. Sure, sure. Floating away. It's all right, books, but please be careful. Also say hi to the trees. You used to be one. I love that. I mean, it's probably an accident. Like, sometimes you see these little things and you go like, oh, I'm probably not meant to be here, but you still notice. And then you giggle and wonder, is there a story there? Is something the matter? Do we know more about this? And sometimes you have designers on, and they will say, well, uh, there is somewhat of a story, but that's not part of it. But I like it, and I'm going to take it. I love it. Oh, nice. Also, I really like the idea to design the home in this way. Question is, can I even go in? Looks like the door. Oop, I went through the window. I'm very sorry. I think the door is not interactable. So I was kind of locked out, but that's all right, Devil's Master. I found the window. I love it. I love this so much. Look at it. It's so sweet. Nice color choices here with the carpet. Ah, ESO Plus paintings. I really like adding a few of the figurines here and there. Adding bottles and livening up the place. Adding more flowers. Nice idea here too. They stand out on that wall very nicely. Yeah, like exactly. EHT glitch. Yeah, there are some glitches also in EHT I noticed a few times, and no, I did not swear at it. Mm. Yeah, sometimes there are these little snafus, but you know, I always think of maybe there's a little story there. Or sometimes, a specific piece of furnishing just has some designers design a way and they put things into the house that they want to decide what to do with, and they start building and building and building, and they don't use all of the furnishings they put in. Maybe, and then they are so in the zone they forget about a few little things and they still remain, and you know someone like me stumbles across them and finds them really fun and loves them and is like, oh look, there's little something here. What does it mean? Hmm. Oh yes. Um, Jamila, I meandered about the whole thing about the window in the the Grand Sijic Villa, that throws light onto the floor inside the house, but it physically actually can't because behind that window is a wall, and that wall should not let through any kind of sunlight. But I said earlier it's magic, maybe. I love this entree here. It's so nice. Nicely added, wonderful shelves here and nicely filled. Wonderful idea here. Adding also that wonderful tea kettle there. Talvani. Beautiful mirror, gloriously lit. And the fire crackling, apparently. Very nice little details here all around, and an assortment of different furnishings, all uh, added in a way that they become something else, homogeneous and really elegant. Ooh. Bread, everybody! I'm a sucker for bread. I love all kinds of bread. Baguette, everybody! Or maybe it is ciabatta. I'm not entirely sure. Ree is happy about bread in a basket. Yes. Yeah, it maybe the Ebenhard Chateau. Oh, also a little note. Lulu Zilander built a wonderful abode in the Alt Velothi Harbor House. That was, of course, Japanese inspired and very well done. And I was geeking out about the windows because they matched not only the outside but also the inside. And I also geeked out about the doors because they were just superb. And I know that some people will say, yeah, it's just an ordinary mundane thing, but you know me, some of you at least. I geek out about mundane things because some of them do not exist in ESO yet, right? We have been given a throne recently. But I do geek out about them because we all use them every day in our lives and they exist, but they do not exist in ESO. And some of you designers are so wonderful because you simply go ahead and design them. And it can be something very simple, like, you know, a wonderful kitchen that actually has a microwave and an oven and a refrigerator. Or it can be, just simple, very simple things. And I'm very much geeking out about it. And so windows and doors. Yes, when they look functional and lived in, you can build any kind of house. You can furnish any kind of house, but does it look lived in? And Devil's Master has mentioned that this is the main character's home, the main character's abode, and is so apparently, hopefully, they do come here from time to time and indeed live here. And adding a basket full of bread and adding all these kinds of little amenities that we all need, and also thinking about giving the elk outside a stable and a cozy place for when it rains and stuff like that. It's simple and mundane, but necessary. And I really love that. Yeah, and yes, of course, maybe it is just magic. We shouldn't forget that the Elder Scrolls ESO is infused and seeped through with magic. Also, like the edition here with all the wonderful cookingware and the sieve here, and this is an oven, I think, or a microwave. I think it's an oven. I really love the use also for the fireplace here. Just a wonderful idea. Really nice cobble also. Awesome also in there. I'm a sucker for Awesome. I love them so. Really nice that they added so much detail here. A few little pieces of adornment here and there. Hope you can all see that. It's very nice. Very sweet. Bit of flowers. Wonderful fruit platter. Bananas! Toad, there's bananas! I know I'm geeking out about bananas, but bananas! Yes, all the potassium, everybody, and blueberries. Yes, indeed, Shimina. Yeah, and shutters. And I showed also for the places of worship a wonderful Norwegian-inspired place where a little abode in the back. They also had windows that only were propped open because it was medieval inspired, right? And so to think about that and adding it in like that is such a smart idea and such a wonderful idea to that. You're here for banana toast. I love it. Hmm. Also, Shimina, in some societies, you wouldn't want the glass there. So when you are, for instance, in Yucatan or in uh, just really close to the equator, and in a region where glass might not be all that obtainable or relevant to you, then you use shutters. Um, and in some of those places, when you are um, basically in the jungle, you only have shutters. Mm. Yeah, it would cause fires precisely and is entirely useless in those areas. And that's why you have shutters instead. And they make all the sense in the world. Mm. Yeah, and you just prop them open or you hook them, like you open and then you hook them because sometimes it's very windy and stuff like that. So you secure them in some way. It's just something very much in tune with the places that we can visit around the world, or that some of you live in, or some of us have lived in and have some experience in that. Like when I lived in the south, you could kind of remove the window frame because there it got really, really warm, and only during the night it would cool down, and you didn't want to keep out the cold, so you kind of took out the window. And during the colder seasons, you would have the window in, of course, but it's also a small window, so it's definitely something that I find really wonderful when a designer can add a little bit of different cultural influences into their designs as well. And that was the Norwegian-inspired church was definitely one of those. Also, it was not just Norwegian, but medieval Norwegian inspired, and they nailed it. The structures, like when you think of um, these, they're very typical and unique, these churches, but they have a very distinct angle. Like um, yeah, I think all the ceilings and all of the roofs have a specific angle that they're angled at. And that designer nailed that precisely. It was very well done. Mm, no, I agree, Amena. Also, human beings are um, we like pleasure in all ways, all forms. So, perfect view. If you think of, um, I stayed a while in a jungle house, and if you are in the jungle and you're usually elevated a little bit, and you look outside, you you don't want to shut out so much. And of course, there you didn't have windows, and the yeah, just you invite in nature in a way, and looking out onto a sea of green into the jungle um is very special. And why would you want to shut that off? Yeah, exactly. Also, exactly right, Shimina. Precisely. But if you don't know anything about Norway, if you don't know anything about medieval design or architecture, it of course might not make sense. But for that designer nailed it because they knew exactly the design, they knew exactly where the architecture is basically coming from, and they know the whys and hows. And so that that's why the angle stood out to me so much when I visited and saw it, because I was like, oh yeah, exactly the angle, exactly the way it should be for all the right reasons. And it was in a still water retreat too. So the environment was precisely right for it. And in the smaller house, they actually added snow onto the roof. So it is really well done. If you've not seen it, it was in a showcase for April, Places of Worship. Um, all our fellow, I think a number of our streamers of the house folio have covered it. So you should be able to find it either on my Twitch, or I think Lil has definitely covered it. I think um, was Pontifical also there? I think a number of other streamers have shown it as well. Would really highly encourage you also to go visit yourself. I think it's open. But if you're not sure, you can also message the designer and ask, and go have a look. It's very nicely done. And so yeah, I was talking about why would you shut out a view, and how would you shut out a view? Because sometimes when it's very windy or a storm is raging, you kind of have to secure the house, right? So that's where the shutters come in. And that's why the trapdoor was such a nifty idea. I really love that. It was a wonderful touch there. And it made sense as well because we were very high up in the Hagvidshai Hall at that point. And I think you saw that when I opened both of the trapdoors, you could see just how high we were. So it makes sense that you could shut that. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And how close you can be to the mountains, I think, as well, right? Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Makes complete sense. You know, if you know about the location, if you know a little bit about the geography, it makes all the sense in the world. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm sure that that's when we have to remind ourselves also to listen to those elderly who have um, seen rougher times, who have seen rougher winters, and just listen, and not feel entitled and somehow superior. This life's experience that is telling you something there. No, it's oftentimes very um, clear and practical use. You must listen to the elderly. You have to listen to people who have such long life experience. They have a lot to tell you, and not just um, about building choices, or choices in many aspects of life, but also um, it makes sense to listen to their stories from times past so that we don't forget specific things that happened and make sure that they may not happen ever again, for instance, or we learn to utilize old techniques like fermentation, for instance, to apply to our lives today, because fermentation and pickling things is also a very sustainable way to have good food on the table that tastes nice, but that doesn't have to be, imported from all over the world. You can elevate your local produce in this way by utilizing an ancient technique. And it's just listening to those older traditions. It doesn't mean that, you're not moving on and utilizing technology and all the positive aspects that have brought us here where we are now. But marry the two. Take the best of the past and bring it into the future. And we can only do that by listening, by having a conversation, being open to old ideas. And this is, of course, also a conversation about philosophy, right? Because models, of thought and how we view the world, much of it is very old. Much of it has been here before. And I think it teaches those of us who are afflicted with a bit of hubris to be a little bit more humble. Also, what a wonderful job you have there. It's a hard job too, John. It's a difficult and hard job. Admirable job too. I really love the lighting here. It's so wonderful. Very subdued, very soft, and I really like it also because the wonderful textures in the furnishings that are used, particularly the woody features and also the masonry, just stands out all the more. And you see a little bit more edges and curves, and it just adds character to it. I really love that. Also really love that cobble here with the kitchen area. It's a bit of a modern touch too to it, and particular here with, of course, the oven. I think it's an oven. Maybe Devil's Master has to enlighten us whether this is an oven, but I kind of think it is. Just I really appreciate it. Also, the time that they must have taken. So I say the time they must have taken. Maybe they're a speed builder like you, John, and they built in a day. I don't know, but maybe they've taken a bit longer. And sometimes I know that designers take months to design something, and just seeing the detail that they added, the little bottles here and there, adding more of the little figurines, getting all the lighting right, filling the shelves, wonderful, glorious. Oh, wonderful painting here. I do love sunflowers. I've spoken about them multiple times. They're the satellite dishes in our world that tell us every time where the sun is. If they can't find the sun, by the way, they will look at each other. Hello there, Sithis. Welcome, welcome to the stream. I mean, this is how I am. I always have to see positives. A hopeless optimist, if that makes sense to you. I just can't. I just can't. This is the me that you see here or hear here on stream is the me that walks through the world in the same way. And, you know, I will say this. We live in an age where the news is always bad, and the bad news is good news in the sense that it sells. Whereas good news is bad news because it doesn't sell. Yet it happens also. And I would really love if people could find at least maybe once or twice per day something that is making them smile, something that is making them giggle, maybe something that makes them go, "Oh, this is wonderful," or puts a smile on their face, and just, or maybe even better, they are the lucky ones to make other people smile. If you can achieve that, if you can do that just once a day, I think is a job done well. And just we forget that there's also so much positives outside. We don't always have to see the negatives. And it doesn't mean that the negatives don't exist. We live in a dual world. And we as human beings are also dual beings, you know? Duality exists every time. And we can acknowledge that two things can be true at the same time. Hmm. You know, um, you say that you don't have control over what's happening, but every one of us kind of has, um, in small, on a smaller scale. And the decisions that you make, they matter. And small scale always has an impact on the larger scale. It might not be as visible, but it's definitely there. So I wouldn't, outright say, oh, what I do has no impact on it, or what can one single person do. And I'm not saying that, we have as a single person as much influence as a corporation, for instance. That is not so. But we still can make choices for us on our own level, and, you know, be able to live with those choices happily and without regrets. I mean, I hope that maybe a little bit rubs off on you. And maybe you, when you enter someone's house now, you may stop and go, "Oh, look at this one. Hello, who you are? How are you, little one? And who are you?" Oh, I love these little ones. Would you like to jump a little bit? No? Just looking for little things. Can I boop your nose? I can also give you a belly scratch. I love this music box. It's so wonderful. I said that already when we came here and we heard it and the wind chimes were there. It's such a very nice idea to add this music box and add wind chimes onto it. It is another layer. It's a wonderful idea. And again, here, look, they filled the wonder. Ooh, not only did they fill the shelves, but look up there. Can I jump there? There, look. Ah, Karl Grontit. Oh, I love that. See, then you're doing it already. It has, I see this is wonderful. I love it. I love it all. No, you can't control, of course, you can't control a war, John. Nobody says that you can. But you can make your own choices that do have an impact. And just the choice of giving care and taking care of elderly people, or who you are taking care of, that is an important choice and it has an impact. Mm. Yeah, again, um, I think it just we must remember that it's an I said it already, but human beings are dual in nature, and we can choose to do very good, or we can choose to do very bad, and sometimes things in between. And if we can find it in ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves on a daily basis and make people smile, again, it's a job well done. And that is a small thing, sometimes even a minute, um, tiny little thing, but it is a thing that helps someone maybe when they have a very bad day and you manage to make them smile. That's what could be better. So no, I think is a wonderful thing to do that, and a wonderful idea to utilize. And I think it's something that we can carry around, and it can spread to others. And maybe it's inspiring to others too. Maybe you made somebody laugh, John, and maybe they think, you know what, that made me feel so good. Maybe I will make someone else laugh too. And this it has a ripple effect. So don't ever think any of your actions are small. Maybe they are right there in the moment, but they can have ripple effects. They can change someone's life. And this is not pretentious or, some kind of vision of grandeur. It's not. It's just sometimes that smile you put on somebody's face is exactly what they needed. Welcome back, Lil. Have you managed to herd the kids and wrangle them in? Mm. I really love this here. It's so wonderful. Nice cobble, very cozy and comfortable chaiselong. Well, not exactly chaiselong, but sort of. All the cushions, so colorful. And I mean, what a wonderful view outside, too. Very nice additions here with all the wonderful little details, everybody. Aha, very good. Did you read them to sleep, Lil? I did actually read two fairy tales in they're in German though, so might not be for your kids, but um also one of them was scary enough that one of that one story needed to be paused. I did a witch too well. Um, I love. I'm happy that you've managed to get your kids to sleep and they're happily asleep too. Ah, very good. Yeah, it's a good ritual too. It's a wonderful ritual, and reading. I love that they are reading, Lil. This is so wonderful because it just helps with the vocabulary and the imagination, and it just adds so much to their lives. Oh, I love that. I love hearing that. Oh, I'm so sorry, John, that there are so many people in negativity around you. Mm, mm. um, right. Oh dear. Yeah, sometimes, that's a very dark kind of humor, but particularly, if things like that can't be helped. Like I have I know a few ladies of a certain age who have pain in their hands from arthritis. So I understand that it hurts, it ails, it's not fun, and it's also not something that you can do much about, right? You can alleviate the pain and you can make it a little bit better, but it's not something that will go away. And so yeah, sometimes some people go into complaining and are in negative states, and it's very good that you manage to snap them out and make them laugh. And I will say our brains are hardwired to highlight negativity because of a survival instinct, right? So if you know what hurts, or if you know what is kind of bad, or could be potentially bad, you are more likely to survive. And you also have to tell it someone so that they too will survive. At least that's where it originates in the brain evolution for us. But this whole focusing on the negative in a world where I just explained that the news is full of bad news because it sells well, because it's sensational, because it's something we will look at, we are drawn to it because our brains want us to. It's, I think, very necessary that we try to limit ourselves to the necessary information that we need per day or per week, and then focus on something positive, particularly towards the evenings, because there's nothing worse than going to sleep with a lot of negativeness on your mind. Yeah, and even Emena, if it's just for an hour or just for a minute, I don't care. It's a minute that they're not sour faced. It's a minute that they snap out of the negativity. So it's really important. I really can't emphasize that enough. And it's a little thing. You know, sometimes you just smile at the bus driver and say, "Hi, hello, how are you doing?" And you mean it. You know, if it's just superficial and on the surface, right, okay, it can also serve a purpose. But I personally think that if you really mean it and they smile back at you and say, you know, actually not too bad, in a typical British way, you you can light someone up. Really like that couple here. It's so nice to add. I think this is the single bed on you put on its head. I really love the cobbles in this house. It's so nicely done, and also the color choices are so wonderful, so elegant. It's so comfortable. You could totally move in here. Look, everyone. Oh, look at the Alfik there. Oh, look at them. It's always free. Yes, it's always free to smile at someone. It's always it doesn't cost you a thing and it doesn't cost anybody else a thing. Yes, Amina. And I did jump onto this chaiselong or couch here, and same here. Wonderful cobble as well. Really great idea. Oh, it looks so cozy, everybody. Look. Oh, hello. What you doing up there, Fizzes? Oh, look. Seems like they also have a little cushion there. Oh, this is so sweet. Look, everybody. Isn't this wonderful? It's so beautiful. And maybe, oops, I'm very sorry. I'm climbing along on your couch, Devil's Master. Oh, also sewing kit here. Oh, and a little doll. we must tell Hayden someone is working on their doll as well. You want to squeeze the turban every time. Oh, little one. Did you hear that? Feathers, I would boop your nose. You're so sweet. Such a beautiful color, too. Can I boop your nose? You can claw me. I have, I'm wearing heavy armor. And also Izabi here. Hello, darling. How you doing? You think so? Maybe it does, but at the same time, Fezes also looks so dignified. Oh, I do like when they do that, making biscuits. And many cats like to do that. I really love when they do that. Such a sweet, wonderful thing. Such glorious beings too. And they purr so nicely. Ah, squeaky noises. You know, um, maybe some dogs or cats would be going wild over those then. Oh, look, everybody. Also, nice idea with the painting choices here, adding them to the wonderful Leowin walls here. I really love that. So elegant. And I do love that bear. It's so cute. There. Aww. Yeah, I know. Ree has a thing for bears. They're so sweet. Oh, you were saying something to read, and this is a book about mushrooms, everybody. We were talking about mushrooms earlier. Here we are again. That's all right. So I was saying that squeaky toys, maybe a few dogs and cats will go wild about that and have fun with them and play around. Oh, it's fun to have. I really love that couch. It's such a nice cobble. It's so elegant, so wonderful. And apparently, this person here is all into shroomies and likes to play games by the fireplace. Also, nice additions there. Up on the mantle. Seriously, your mom mailed you a squeaky toy? That's I love it. I love it so much. This is wonderful. Also, a little bit of mm, mm, a part of childhood that remains within, this little childlike happiness about something very small. A toy like that um, is that's fabulous. Oh, so wonderful. I really like this. It's so wonderful. The entire build is so wonderful. And oh, aha! Scales of Shadow, everybody. What do you think about that? Hmm. Uh-huh. You know, I think we should all preserve a little bit of a childlike happiness and joy as long as we can. Even, you know, we can't be serious all the time, I think. Must sometimes just remember what it felt like, for instance, to take your shoes off and run through a dewy meadow and enjoy the sensation of the slightly dewy grass tickling your feet and yelp out in happiness. Hmm. Yeah. So here again, more more things filled. Oop, and that's too fast. Here we go. I really love this. This is so wonderfully done. Also nice choices with the paintings. The frames are so in concert in this one. I really love that they filled so much and that they added so much of tiny little pieces and wonderful additions here and there, lending so much character to the place. Also here. Down here, everybody. Oh, and up there. I mean, of course, the constellation piece is hovering there. I was thinking maybe there's something more. Sometimes designers do that. Ooh, this is the bedroom. We saw Kenati from outside already, so this is 2 tapestries. Oh, look at that bed. Also nice cobble here. Looks very comfortable and very cozy. Oh, look, everybody. More books. More books. More things to read. Very nicely filled all those shelves. Beautiful choices also for the paintings. Aha! Sometimes books serve as a little candle holder. Oh, this is a wonderful candle as well. Set to a very nice orange light. Ah, Hamiyasmura. Wonderful. Really nice choices here. Oh, can I jump on the bed? I'm jumping on. Oh, there's teddies, everybody. A little bit of incense going on. Little companions to go to sleep with, if you're all alone, that is. Oh, just look at all the detail, everybody. It's a 700 slot home. There's a lot of wonderful trees outside already, and a lot of vine work going on. And this is wonderfully designed, this home. Yeah, and what a nice play. Because the devil is in the details, of course. This is so wonderful. I really love this. What a wonderful idea. And so homogeneous, right? You can totally see someone, you know, living here, enjoying a wonderful time. And I really love that this way of introducing windows is so open. It really reminds me of the jungle house that I stayed at for a while. It's just so wonderful. Oh, also nice details here. Elegant lighting. Wonderful ESO Plus painting here. Staying so much in theme with this. This is so wonderful. Oh, I do approve of that up here. Blue is a wonderful color. Wonderful steaming hot bathtub. And a little bit of, well, tiny towels to dry yourself off. So, so wonderful. So nice and elegant. Really, really cozy. And they did mention cozy and warm cottage for the main character. That is me. It definitely is cozy and warm and so comfortable. Really, really beautiful. Oh, Devil's Master, it's beautiful. Have to do some jumpy business to see. Very nice color choices. Adding a little bit extra here, just, wonderful. Ooh, and a study. Look, everybody, it's a study. Ooh, a little bit more ominousness going on here. Oh, a guide to Dwemer megastructures, everybody. A wonderful map here. Glorious lamp. Vampiric lamps, I think. Aww. Sharp has written a message here. Very nice detail. Nice clutter here on the desk. Very, very beautiful. Amber has written as well. And more books here on the shelf. I'm sorry, I have to jump on this. Oh, look at this. This is a book to your taste, I think. Nice figurines here. I thought I saw this particular book in its particular look from down here already. Wonderful. And all the others have written letters as well. Wonderful. More wonderful chimes. It's a devil's book, you know? Actually, so devil, some of you probably are familiar. It's a very religiously loaded word. But another word, of course, is Satan, which means advocate. So can also be translated as, in a modern sense, lawyer. So doesn't necessarily have to be something dark, or maybe, in my opinion, is at least not. And the one who asks questions, the one who inquires and wants to know, the one who will test you, will test your theories, and will make you think. Yeah, or in this case, it's semantics. Is more of a semantic question, really, because the meaning has shifted, but the original meaning is not a negative one. Oh, is it Remora? Oh dear. But you know, sometimes I think they're just similar to dragons and other beings, just very misunderstood creatures. Oh, a nice one. Well, see. Another culture. is not light without darkness, indeed. So that is why we are back again at duality, right? The one cannot be without the other. Yeah, you do. I've spoken about this before, but if you are ever in the vicinity of Kutna Hora, or if you go to Prague, and it's just an hour's train ride away from Prague, go to Kutna Hora and visit the Radek. It's an old silver mine. It is the silver mine that used to supply the mints in many of medieval Europe for a long, long period, which is why Kutna Hora was more important than Prague, even though it is technically smaller. When you go in, you should make sure you're not claustrophobic or you have a heart condition or anything, because there are parts of the mine that are very narrow and very low. And when you are on a tour there, they will turn off the light, so you can experience perfect darkness and appreciate just one little light. Yes, of course, I understand. Absolutely. Maybe it is the Devil's Master's book. You know, I keep wondering what the S is at the ad name, because it can be a plural, right? So devils in the sense of multiple devils, or it could be, a genitive. So the master of the devil, and also it can be a plural and a genitive at the same time. So the master of multiple devils. So it's I have questions. And yeah, in that sense, it makes complete sense. Amina, absolutely makes sense. I just don't see devil in the sense, in a negative sense. I always see that in a positive sense, because it's the one that asks questions and inquires. Yeah, it's a bit mysterious. Maybe that is also by design. Maybe it is supposed to be a bit mysterious. I really like this study and how the path in the house meanders around and it snakes a little bit. You enter and the entree leads you directly into the kitchen, and then you take a few steps and you are turning into what looks to be the living room. Very cozy living room. And off the living room, you have two doors that one leads into the coziest bedroom ever, and then we are here in a wonderful study, all nicely cluttered, filled with lots and lots of detail. Wonderful chimes here. Maybe there is a little bit of a darker element, but it's so light at the same time. And I keep on saying that necromancy is also recycling. Yeah, but that is a very Christian interpretation, Shemina. Hello there, Dreadfather Sithis. Welcome, welcome. Yes, makes complete sense, Amina. Very good. I love it. Wonderful that you return. Hmm. Aha! Of course. I hope you're cozy there, Dred. Nice and comfortable. All tucked in. Maybe you have a little treat there still. A nice cold drink of water, hopefully. I always thought that this weird, to me it is at least weird, interpretation that an advocate who ultimately fulfills a purpose that is that they are tasked with by a deity must by default be, the bad person or the villain in the story. I think it's a truth seeker. It's someone who wants to get to the bottom of, the task at hand. And I think the truth doesn't have to be sought out in a negative way, like in opposing teams, if you will. So for me, this interpretation of Lucifer, the Satan. Satan, by the way, is a title, is a job title, it's not a name. And Lucifer means light bringer. Is not a negative at all. The interpretation that this entity is an embodiment of evil speaks, in my opinion, to the whole interpretation of Christianity itself, because there, the locus of identity that is responsible for good or bad deeds is exterior to the person. They can always point to, oh, the Satan, the devil made me do this. Oh, I did this good deed because a good, nice deity told me to, or led me to. But it's not ever like that, because the exterior identity and the exteriorness of these actions, they're still your actions as the human being, which brings me back to this human beings being dual and always having the choice whether you want to do something good or bad is not an exterior force, it's within you, and you make the choice. And this is why you should be held responsible and not some exterior force. And these exterior forces they're superficial, they don't exist. Right? So why has this happened? Because, very simple, you can control human beings like that, very easy. You tell them, don't do bad things, because then you end up as this hated creature that dare to ask questions, that dare to inquire about truth. So question's very bad, right? Doubt is very bad. So if you follow along our path that we have laid out before you, you will end up in paradise. And it's all also so focused on everything after life that you forget that you're alive right here, right now, and not in some distant future after you've passed away, by the way. So I just, the whole concept to me is so, I don't understand it. I mean, I understand it, but I can't see its use other than control, other than power. And this went completely off on a tangent here, everybody. I'm very sorry. Oh, and Shimina, I just read what you messaged there. I'm so sorry you had to endure Catholic school. I'm sure that was probably rather difficult. I potentially, I will say I have very strong opinions about the Catholic Church, and they're not positive. It's just, it begins with this whole concept of why infants need baptism. Is something that I will never understand, because what could an infant have possibly done to have to be forgiven for something? They were just born. It's not their choice. Why? I don't understand. Just it always throws me. I love it, Jimina. I mean, we are neighbors, right? So maybe distant neighbors, and this is what I mean by sometimes we need to find ways in which we can connect to one another, and the only way we can do this is by having a conversation and listening. And I know I'm doing all the talking right now, but you are talking back to me in chat. And I'm so thankful you are. It's it just adds so much to yeah, it just adds so much to the stream. It adds so much to the experience. I hope for all, not just me. Yeah, Catholic school. Oh, that must have been rotten. Of course, for all. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Lil. It just adds so much more to it. You know, it's wonderful to have a conversation and sometimes just go on a tangent. And it's the tangent that we are on is because we are in Devil's Master's home that is intended for their main character. And we found this. Wait a minute. We found this. I'm so sorry. I'm jumping around on your furnishings. We found this wonderful book here that instantly made me think of Sithis. So, and about, you know, duality, that human beings are dual in nature. And then we kind of wound up where philosophy, you know, has turned into belief. You know, sometimes, Lil, a good rant is needed and necessary, and you sometimes have to have an outlet. So rant away, and you can rant on everything. Also, use DMs. It's fine. Rant away. Right. Uh, Very well, John. Thank you so much for joining, and also thank you for the wonderful conversation we've had. I do look forward to you. Also, don't be shy. DM me, and I hope you feel welcome in the house folio and can stretch and find a wonderful community there as well. I mean, some of you have to get up early tomorrow. I mean, I do get up early as well, but for a little run, and then I come home and go back to sleep. See you soon. Thank you so much for joining. Also, watch the space. There shall be more. This is only episode 2, of course, and I'm quite certain I will do way more episodes than just 2. I have so many wonderful houses on my nifty little list I'm so excited about. And I really love that they added more to this wonderful bookshelf. I mean, it already has a number of books in it, but I really appreciate that they added more here. And not just books. I really appreciate that. Oh, the 5 points of the star. We were talking about belief just now. It's I really appreciate it. It's very nice. Also adding so much there. Oh, and look, Lil. We both know it's a chocolate box in some houses. Oh, hello there, Hikata. Good evening. How are you doing? So wonderful to see you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love it all. Look, to us it's a chocolate box, but everybody else knows it's a game, of course. In some places, I really love that. You know, a reframe there. From time to time, we have to think about it. And look at all the little details they added into the bookshelf. It's so wonderful. Hikata, I'm in the second house, by the way. I'm good. I'm wonderful. How are you? Have you made some tea? Have you relaxed a little bit? Have the wonderful two felines taken hold of you again? Purring away? I know it. I just told everybody that you have two kittens, but I can't help it. They're so sweet. Everybody, sometimes one of Hikata's beautiful cats decides to say hi into the microphone, and it's so sweet when they purr away. They go. It's very, very sweet. And there she was jumping. Just look, everybody. It's so nice. Taking the time to add all the books and the games and the things and everything. It's just, I really appreciate that a lot. Yeah, Lillian does say hi a lot. I love that. You haven't had tea in a week. What happened? Is it too hot for tea? Can't be too hot for tea, can it? Ah, so beautiful here. Oh, more art over here. Oh, was Abnathon just recently in the store? Oh dear, the sauna in your apartment. Oh mon Dieu. That sounds like you need an ice bath or something. How warm is it? I mean, outside. Oh, ooh. We have seen outside also some of the crafting stations, and apparently here we have the others. It's wonderful. Little enchanting station and more shelves nicely furnished. Oh, can I jump up? Look. Wonderful details here. I really love that. I really love that they added so much detail there and all the wonderful details also corresponding to the alchemy station here. Look, there's mortar and pestle. A few little ingredients. Let's just say it like that. Wonderful little figurine up there. Sacre bleu. Lil. It kind of did slip out. I'm sorry. It's really hot. It's really hot is a very good temperature. Or not. Depends on how you handle heat. I can send you later in a DM a recipe for a nice summer tea that you can drink cold. That's a little bit more refreshing, maybe. I really love this. This is so wonderful. Also like the addition here with the little herb rack. I'll happily send it to you. It's very simple. You can't go wrong with it. Look, everybody, also nice painting here again. ESO plus, very good. It's really simple. If you like mint. If you don't like mint, it's not for you. So I do this in summer or whenever it gets very hot. I get some lemons from the market or from wherever, and fresh mint. And then I just go ahead and add the mint into a big, well, colander thingy, whatever. Maybe you have a nice kettle that you can add it to. And then I squeeze in 1 or 2 lemons, like the juice of them. You can also use lime if that's more to your preference. All right, Toad, have a wonderful night. Sleep tight. Have wonderful dreams and a good day tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. Tis, I have I only call it tea because it's a universal term, but technically it's just an infusion. Is that all right to call it that? Because the only thing that you really do is you just add the freshly squeezed lemon juice or lime juice to the mint, and then you brew it with hot water. Let it steep a little bit and remove the mint, or leave it in, that's your choice, and wait. And you serve it with ice. And that really is very refreshing because of the mint, of course, and you can add other things in too. It's a very simple thing to do. As a bribe, well, okay. You don't have to bribe me. I do like tea though, so do send away. They want. Oh, very good, Dread. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Is you know there are multitudes of infusions that you can make, and also you can if you like me and you like ginger, you can also get fresh ginger root and grate in a little bit of ginger. With that, you would have to be a little bit more careful if you're a bit more sensitive to spices, because fresh ginger root tends to be rather spicy. And it's it can give you a little bit more of a kick. So I would suggest going with lemon and or lime and mint. Also, there are so many different types of mint. Just test them all, not at the same time, but test them all, and find the one that you like best. There are wonderful varieties out there. Would go ahead and just try a few things, and it's something you can just brew and then forget about it, kind of. Put it in the fridge, and just pull it out whenever you want to, and enjoy a wonderful cup. It's very refreshing. Also works with oranges. If you don't find lemon and lime interesting, you can also use oranges. Just adding a little bit of a fruity acidity to it just helps balance out the mint a little bit. This is such a wonderful home. I really love it. It's so wonderfully done, so elegant and so nicely cobbled. And I'm not sure why I can't go through the door, but I managed to jump through the window. Can I jump out? Oh no, I'm stuck here. I must stay. Apparently I can't jump out. That's very... Oh, I can. Haha. So, I hope they don't have a burglar alarm, and if they do, it doesn't work. I mean, it may work, but nobody's come. It's wonderful here. The mega mint tea. Oh, Dread, I love that. It's wonderful. I mean, there is a lemony type of mint that has already a very lemony flavor to it. Um, that one might do better with lime to tease out the mint a little bit. Um, there are so many wonderful types. Maybe it also works. You have to tell me if it tastes nice if you really do that. Look, look, everybody. Very, very, very. Mmm. All right. Oh, you. Oh, nice. I really love that. Then you definitely know what I'm talking about. It wouldn't make me go mmm. It would make me go. It would make me go and purr a little bit because it's. I like that one particularly. It's so wonderful. And you really, it's so simple. There's nothing to it really, and it's something really easy to do. I really like that they have this little dock here, and you can see the house there nestled in. And I really like that they have added so many wonderful vines there, letting the house be all covered and maybe mm, hide a little bit within all the wonderful trees. We all know it's there, we all see it, but the trees kind of merge a little bit with the vines, just ever so slightly. Mm. All right, Hikato, thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, thank you so much also for rewatching. It's a rather um yes, I have made the same mistake once, Dread. Not that they look the same, but apparently, I was like, oh, I saw something pop up and was thinking instantly, oh, I'm not the only one this happened to. Right, Hikate. Of course, rewatching is always an option. There will always be a highlight, and I will always make clips of all the houses that I visited. For today is two already. Both red names. Yes, I know. I know what you mean. I think you are forgiven, I think. Also, sleep tighty, Carter. Have a wonderful night and a good day tomorrow.